All right, let's move on to our game of the day, which of course is Monday Night Football. The Cardinals, who are 11-6, 8-1 on the road, visit the Rams, who are 12-5, 5-3 at home. Arizona is the 3.5-point dog going into this one, with the total sitting at 49.5. The Rams and Cardinals have played each other a total of 87 times, but the one and only time they played in the postseason, it was in 1975, and they were actually the St. Louis Cardinals. Ironic. That saw the Rams pick up the win there, 35-23, but that doesn't matter here in 2022, which what matters is that this will be the third meeting between these two teams this season, and they must have wanted to play each other because both these teams lost their last regular season game to get to this matchup. Before the Rams took an L to the 49ers in OT, they had won 5 straight, while Arizona, on the other hand, have struggled in recent weeks, dropping their final game to Seattle and 4 of their last 5, one of which included the Rams in Week 14 at home. The two split the regular season series, both picking up wins on the road. That is something maybe we should pay attention to. We've got 2 former number 1 draft picks, both of which have yet to get a playoff win. The only difference is Matthew Stafford has been going at it and trying to do so since 2009, while Kyler has been at it for 3 seasons. For what it's worth, the Lions only made it to the playoffs in 3 of Stafford's 12 seasons with the team. And this will be the first for Murray leading the Cardinals. Again, I can't emphasize this enough. The Cardinals' road record here is at 8-1, which should be cause for concern, mostly because on the road they have had 21 takeaways in said road games and have only turned the ball over just 3 times. That's insane. And fun fact, because I love those, in the last 5 years, the Cardinals are 2-8 in primetime and 0-3 in primetime games this season. I think what this means is we should be in for a treat. Arky, how will you be betting this one tonight?
Very gingerly is how I will be betting this one. This is a tough one for me because of a lot of the stuff you just mentioned, that the Rams are going against a team in Arizona that's been so good on the road, and that turnover differential is no small feat to be able to accomplish. Now, there's a lot of conflicting numbers and data out here when it comes to this game. One of those is the fact that Cliff Kingsbury, the head coach of the Cardinals, is just a disaster in the back half of seasons when it comes to his time in the pros and in college. They come out the gate hot and they cool way down. Remember, Arizona was the team who looked like they were about to run away with the West about 5 weeks ago, and now here they are, obviously on the road against the Western Division champions. So I'm hesitant on that for Arizona, but also hesitant for the Rams because the Rams just lost after being up 17-0 and could have kept the stupid Niners out of the playoffs. Thanks, guys. If they had held on to that game, Matt Stafford throws a lot of interceptions, especially ones that are returned for touchdowns. And you think with all of the talent that's with the Rams, they would be a much more consistent team. And that's what I struggle with a lot with the Rams, is that there's a lot of inconsistency with how good they should be versus what they actually are. I tend to lean, and I am going to lean lightly with the Rams tonight, -3.5. I think the home field means a little bit tonight.
Yep.
I think it means a little bit, but I don't think it's going to be the be-all, end-all for this particular game. Cooper Kupp is 38.9% of all of Matt Stafford's passing yards. And you think that's a lot, because it is. It's actually by far the most percentage of a receiver to quarterback yards of any of the teams that were coming into the playoffs. He is a huge weapon for Matt Stafford, and if Arizona can find any way to just quieten him, keep him to 60, 70 yards or something max, it's going to be an interesting day, an interesting night, more importantly, for Matt Stafford out there on the West Coast. I don't love the -3.5. I don't love the -3. I don't love the money line in this game, to be honest with you. I will lean the home team just a little bit, but I'm very, very, very hesitant. This is the second hardest game, I think, of the playoff weekend for me to have picked. And so I will gingerly go the -3.5 because I know and feel that Arizona can just be a big bust possibility, much more than the Rams. So give me just by the hair of my skinny, my teeth, my skinny skin teeth. That
Your chinny chin chin?
Yeah, something like that. I don't know. Like by the skin of my teeth, by the hair of my chinny chin chin. One of those nursery rhyme things. Give me the Rams -3.5 tonight.
All right. Yes, it is definitely a Monday. Yeah. Everything I thought was going to happen this weekend didn't, so I just don't even know where to go. But these are two teams who, for the most part, are pretty equally matched, starting with the defense. And speaking of, J.J. Watt is likely to return for Arizona coming off that shoulder injury, where he's missed pretty much most of the season. He will, of course, be joining forces with Chandler Jones. Watt's status, however, will likely be a game-time decision. While on the other side of the ball, you have the force that is Aaron Donald and Von Miller. The four of those guys combined have combined themselves for 423 sacks throughout their careers. AKA, I would not want to be a quarterback in this game. I touched on those quarterbacks at the top, but Stafford, who as much as he seemed to have an up and down season, is third in passing yards and second in touchdowns, so go figure. And Archie, like you said, the Stafford-Kupp combo can be lethal, obviously, since Kupp led the league in receiving yards at nearly 2,000 during the regular season. While on the other side, Kyler currently sits in 14th in passing yards and 12th in touchdowns. By the way, Kyler hasn't thrown more than 2 touchdowns in a game since week 7. What? Another important note and something to keep in mind, in both of their last 2 meetings, the Cardinals were with DeAndre Hopkins, and this time they will not be, as he is dealing with a knee injury, while the Rams in their last meeting were without Jalen Ramsey, who will be there tonight. So that is a matchup that you'll want to keep an eye on. Another thing that both teams excel in is those third down conversions. The Cardinals are tied for 5th at 45.3%, and the Rams are not too far behind them at 7th with 43.9%. Now looking at the spread, which, by the way, since 2017, every Rams versus Cardinals matchup has been decided by 7 or more points. So also something to keep in mind. The Rams are 8-9 against the spread this season, while Arizona is 10-6. As for the total in their last 2 meetings, the combined total hit 57 and 53 respectively. And while I would lean the over, I will not be taking it tonight. Archie, I won't be taking the spread either. I learned my lesson the hard way in the other playoff games this weekend, so I will be taking the Rams money line instead, which honestly still makes me a little nervous. There are legit arguments as to why each team could win tonight. I just think, like you said, being at home, I think this will favor the Rams a little bit.
Listen, yeah, it's a lot of juice, but I'll be honest with you, like, as long as you get the win, it really doesn't matter. You make a little bit as opposed to a lot of it, but that's better than just losing it all, you know? So, I could see that. I could see sort of maybe teasing that with the total itself. It's going to be sort of an interesting sort of watch for that tonight. Maybe do a little same-game parlay over at FanDuel.
Good call.
Get those two together. That might not be a bad idea either. So, yeah, this is a very tricky game. So I would definitely probably want to look at a couple different options for the bets on that.
Love the parlay idea. Might just do that.